All right, we're live.
Good.
Let's roll.
All right. Hey, so we're here today to talk about
Troy.
your student, talk about Troy, and
Yes.
see how things were doing. So
Yes.
we were using the flashcard intervention to try to work on his word recognition. Correct?
Yes, it has been working very, very, very well.
Oh, that's great.
Yes.
So it's been something that's been good to implement into your classroom. Hasn't been too challenging, or
No, not at all. Yeah, I feel like that was a great recommendation for the intervention, and I felt like it was something I could easily throw into my planning as far as the day to day, and yeah, I felt like he's doing really good as far as his fluency. I feel like it has definitely improved his reading comprehension as well. The whole process of just becoming more familiar with the words through the flashcards, and yeah, I mean he's been doing well. Actually, in certain areas, he's doing better than some of the people in our class.
wow, that is remarkable.
Yeah.
That is so great to hear. So along with it, I know one of your concerns was his confidence level in the classroom. Have you seen an increase in his confidence as well?
I have, yeah. We have this period of our day where we basically read like a short passage, from one of the English books we have, and it's mainly just to so everyone in the class takes turns reading. It's kind of like a popcorn thing, and when he was called on the other day, I could just see how enthusiastic he was and how confident he was when it was his turn to read the portion of the story, and that's different in a good way for him.
Oh, that's so great.
Yeah, so I'm glad he's developing that confidence and that security, and I can feel that he he feels confident with reading, and he knows he can do it. And that's big.
Excellent, excellent. And it's good to hear that the flashcards ended up working well within kind of your classroom and you were able to integrate that really, really well. I know as a new teacher, implementing those interventions can be really intimidating.
Definitely.
And I know there's some kind of nerves about that. But also, that I was able to kind of pop into your classroom a little bit, and I was able to kind of work with you and observe a little bit, which you didn't need any assistance. You did an amazing job. We looked at all of that treatment integrity, and it was spot on. Very excited about that. So now this is something, hopefully, if down the line you have another student who's struggling in this area, we already know this is an intervention you're familiar with and that works in your classroom and we can use for other students. So it's kind of good to put that into our bank there.
Definitely, yeah, because there's another student I have in mind. I know we're meeting about Troy today, but there's another student that's right on the cusp, as far as, she's up to par, but there's some areas where, just areas of concern, but I'll save it up for another meeting.
Yeah, it's definitely something we can talk about. We can definitely talk about if you've got some other students in your classroom. But so I'm glad to see that you're seeing those improvements right there in your classroom, but also the Excel sheet that I had you filling out with the flashcards. I took all of that data and really analyzed that and graphed it and looked at it. And it looked like he was making really steady, good progress over the weeks that we were implementing the intervention. He did end up meeting our goal for that word recognition. We followed up with the DIBELS, which was our original screening measure, that showed that he was in somewhere in that 70th percentile in the beginning. And he actually ended up, last time we screened him, at that 90th percentile, which is really where we want to see our students at in terms of this oral reading fluency. So so the data showed some really remarkable. He should be right on par with his peers now.
So we're doing things correct. Okay, that's good.
So I think that at this point in time, since he is at the benchmark where we should look for at this time of year with his peers, that we can go ahead and terminate this intervention.
Okay.
But that being said, we want to make sure that he doesn't backslide. Okay. So it's just going to be making sure that we're continuing to just be mindful of his sustaining that progress.
Yeah, to make sure he doesn't. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we want to make sure that he's continuing to maintain the progress he's already done in this intervention.
Exactly.
And if for any reason you start to notice his performance kind of sliding again, I encourage you to reach back out to me, because then we can try to just figure out if there's something else going on that needs to be addressed. But I think that at this time he's hopefully looking a little bit more like his other peers. His data anyway is looking like his peers, and so I think the intervention did its job.
Yeah, no, I think it did too, and I'll definitely take note though, and to make sure if he does tend to, like you mentioned, backslide or see some areas of concern, I'll definitely take note of that and be on the lookout for that. But
All right.
yeah.
So sounds good. Did you have any other questions or concerns for me?
No, thank you for your help.
All right. Good job, teacher.
All righty.